Hello and welcome to Black Cats Chat, the international fans podcast for Sunderland AFC. My name is Lee, I'm in Bilbao, and we're back with another review show after last night's unexpected 1-0 win at dirty Leeds at Elland Road. And to go over that match last night, we've got two guests from our international fans base. As always, we've got Dermot. Dermot's in Madrid, Spain, near Atletico Madrid Stadium. Dermot, how are you, mate?
Yeah, great. After last night, I had a good night of football last night. Watched that and then watched Atletico Madrid against Barcelona in the Spanish Cup. But there was a bit more class in the Atletico Barcelona game, but there was a lot more fun
No.
watching watching Sunderland beat Leeds away from home.
Yeah, it was a mad game, that one, because wasn't it the first leg was 4-0 Atletico Madrid, and last night Barca won 3-0, but Atletico will go through with the aggregate, don't they, 4-3 at the semi-final or
Yeah,
final, is it?
that's the final. Yeah. I went the first game in Madrid where they beat them 4-0. It was a great game of football, but so was last night for many different ways,
Yeah.
as we'll discuss.
Well, we're going to get on to Atletico Madrid later because they might be able to do me a favour, which Ian knows about.
You wish.
But anyway, we'll see. And our other guest is the usual Ian McNee. Ian from Seaham. He's in Wuppertal, Germany. Ian, how are you, mate?
Very well there yourself.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. A bit ill, but we'll fight through it. But anyway, listen, you were
I,
keen. You were keen, weren't you, to get on tonight because I saw that you joined the Zoom 10 minutes early.
I was just checking out a few things. I was trying to make sure that this background was on,
All
and
right.
I wanted to get the lighting right, so they got me best side. Can you see us all right?
Aye.
I'm not sort of being too sparkling, am I?
Are you trying to take my podcast off me?
No. Well, I know I'm the star. You were just there as the younger man.
I, I don't know how to get a background on, as you can see.
No, I didn't either, Dermot. I just thought about it a bit, and eventually I landed on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's easy, but I'm not wasting my time trying to work it out.
No, it's not
Oh,
worth it. Right then, lads. So last night we played Leeds. I mean, it was a good game to have, especially going on to the back of the positive 1-1 draw against Bournemouth, wasn't it, Dermot? Because I don't think we really expected much at Bournemouth, and but we did get a good 1-1 draw. We got Granit Xhaka back. So were you kind of a bit more optimistic going into the Leeds game on the back of that point?
I was until I saw that our goalkeeper was out, our best centre forward, our best forward was out, our most important defender, and our most important player in midfield. And then when you realise them four are out, plus Reinildo, you can see two of our most important defenders. That's half a team, isn't it? So yeah, I mean. Leeds are below us. We proved last night why they are below us because we can pick up points away from home. It was a great win, but going into it, no, I don't think anyone was really too confident that we are going to pick too much up. But, they played really well at Bournemouth on Saturday. Thought that might have took a bit out of them. He was, he had to change the goalkeeper around. He took Jacker out and put him on the bench, gave him a rest because it's obviously a bit too much for him at the moment coming back. So, no, wasn't confident at all going to Leeds, but there you go. It was turned out all right in the end.
Well, Ian, all the Leeds fans were going on about, and the journalists were saying that Leeds haven't lost a game under the lights with Farke for a
Yeah,
long, long time. Well, records are there
yeah.
to be broken, aren't they?
They certainly are, but I didn't think we'd have done it. We would do it last night, to tell you the truth. Same as Dermot. I had a look at the team and I thought, oh, God. I'm not against Melberg. I mean, I've never seen him play, so I've got no idea what he was going to be like. And I'm coming in at right back. I mean, Luke will always do a job for you, but the thing is, the last time he was regularly doing a job was in the Championship, and you don't know if he's up to speed in the Premier. And I think it was shown in the early minutes in the game last night that he was sometimes struggling for speed, but he did what Luke does. He got stuck in and he turned himself around. And I thought he had a bloody good game. I wouldn't have given him man of the match, but nevertheless, but I just couldn't believe how ineffective Leeds were. I mean, I've read all this publicity about, as you said, Leeds haven't lost in a midweek night match for 25 games or something like that. As you say, records are there to be broken, but I didn't think we would do it. The crowd is supposed to be super loud, the same as us. And I only heard our supporters last night. I didn't hear Leeds supporters at all. And okay, they had 18 shots, but only 4 of them were on target, and none of them were dangerous. We managed that game so well last night, and to read all the bleating from the Leeds fans and social media today has just been so funny. Humorous.
Yeah. And I mean, Dermot, I've read some comments on social media today saying like fans were a bit critical of our attacking play, but I think last night was never going to be about our attacking play. It hasn't been about our attacking play for the last few weeks because we're so lackluster, aren't we? But what we do have is that like defensive, that solid defensive line, don't we, in the midfield and getting bodies in the way. And I think, as I think you've said on occasions as well, Dermot, and also Sean in USA, like Régis Lebris knows how to stay in games, and if you get a chance, you got to take it. And I think that's what we did last night, isn't it?
We did, definitely. I think the plan probably always was to bring Xhaka on for, what did he get, 30 minutes in the end? We improved when he came on. We got the ball up the field, we got the ball in the box and nicked a penalty. I mean, it wasn't about us going forward at all. It hasn't been all season. It's funny how different we are away from home to how we play at home. Sometimes at home, we just almost force the ball over the line. A couple of goals that Robbie scored at the Stadium of Light against Arsenal in the last minute. And there was one a couple of weeks ago where I think it was against Bournemouth, was it? Or
the winner, when he got a cramp.
Just force the ball over the line, the team, between us. Well, we just don't seem to have that power going forward as a team away from home. And I mean, obviously, you've got to be a bit more cautious away from home. You've got to stay in the game. And that's what Régis Lebris is very good. I think tactically last night, again, it was a Régis Lebris masterclass that, under pressure with a lot of players out and a lot of changes that you had to make and bringing in Luke O'Nien, bringing in a rookie goalkeeper. But, as the game went on, you got more confident. And those 12 minutes at the end, although we were nervous, I don't know where they got 12 minutes from.
No, they do. Love to know where they came from.
I mean, it was nerve-wracking, but really, every time they slung the ball in the box, by that stage, Alderete was just heading everything away.
Yes.
Ballard played well, but Alderete was head and shoulders the best, and Luke O'Nien played well, but Alderete was just getting on everything at the end. But the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, just a fantastic defensive performance.
Yeah, and Ian, I don't think we want to use the term square pegs in round holes too many times before the end of the season, but I think last night we had to, didn't we? Because Trey Hume at left back, O'Nien right back, Hertrauder defensive midfield, Lafay on the left, Angulo on the right, even though he's a left winger, and the new keeper. So, but it's just a testament, isn't it, to the way the players are connected. I mean, Luke O'Nien especially, I was really pleased for him because, listen, he got man of the match on TNT, but he didn't deserve it. But I think, the way he played and the way he adapts himself. Now, I'm going to compare him to an interview I read with Mikel Antonio, the ex-West Ham player, who had a car crash, didn't he? He almost bloody died.
Aye.
Right, so he got released by West Ham, and he was upset that he didn't get one more game for them. And then he's come back and he said that he had offers from lots of different clubs, but they said, we want to see you in a match. We want you to come on trial. And he said, I've been a Premier League player for the last 12 years. I'm not going to go on trial. Give me a contract. You look at Luke O'Nien, on the other hand, he's been playing under 21 games just so he can keep himself fit and active, ready for that moment. And it shows a clear difference in professionals, no? And I think Luke O'Nien is very grateful for what he's got, whereas Antonio, although it was horrible what happened to him in that car crash, he comes a bit of an arrogant prick, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, you'll never get that sort of language out of Luke. He's just so pleased to be where he is. Martin sent me a WhatsApp this afternoon, our chairman, and he said, "Did you see Luke at the end of the game? He was jumping about and he was dancing around and he was celebrating his man of the match, etc., etc." And I said, "He's living the dream." You know, I mean, okay, he was born in Singapore, but he's been with us 8 years now, and he's a Macam. He's 100% Macam. You just can't take that out of him now. I hope to hell he stays with us forever. You know, once he stops playing, he'll go and hopefully go into the coaching side. Because to have his not ability, his inspiration in the dressing room, even if he's not playing. When we played the visitors at home, Saka didn't give the team talk. Local 9 gave the team talk because he knew what it was all about. He knew, he knows, and he'll carry that through. And the amount of times that I've read that Local 9 has been welcoming the new players in, he's been greeting the young players that are coming up through the youth team and what have you. He knows everybody, and Saka does exactly the same. And the two of those, I don't know if you saw the interview of Saka and Luca 9 on the pitch last night when Saka gave him his man of the match. Saka was just full of praise for Luca. I mean, you can't fault that at all for me.
Yeah. Dermot, one thing we know about Luke O'Nien is that he'll always prove doubters wrong, won't he? He's done it in the League One after his debut with us against Charlton, got hooked after half-time, didn't play for another 3 months, came back, played all over the place, did in the Championship, one of the best centre defenders in the Championship in terms of reading the game, and I think he's doing it now. I think the Man City game where he got that red card was a bit unfair or unlucky, I would say. But what I think, yeah, well, what I think he's benefiting from is like having Granit Xhaka around him, because if you read Granit Xhaka's like social media posts, he talks about basically mentality, nutrition, taking the right food, the right liquids, and I think when I noticed Luke O'Nien playing the Everton game in the FA Cup, I saw like Luke O'Nien, 30 years old or 31 years old, whatever he is, and I was thinking, bloody hell, he looks quite fast now. He looks quite fit, and I think that's probably having Xhaka around him and guiding him, saying like this is how you look after your body when you get to the latter stages of your career. And I think Luke's kind of like taking that into account, isn't he, and using it himself.
Well, I think he's a very good professional himself to have got as much out the game as his talent has. He's not the most talented player. He hasn't got the talent of Granit Xhaka. They're about a similar age. They haven't had the same career. Granit Xhaka's been at the top all of his life. Luke O'Nien's come up from playing in the third division with us, or playing in the third division with Wickham, and then coming to us, getting a big move to a team like Sunderland, and he had to apply himself there, and he had to prove himself. There were loads of doubters early on with him, and he's always had to prove himself. So he's a very intelligent fellow. I see quite a bit of him now. I think he's kind of making moves about what he's going to do in the future. He's talking about business and motivation and training and things like that in other spheres. He's very clued up kind of guy, and he knows that if he hangs around, he would get game this year, which he has done. He started the season off injured, put himself on the line in the playoff final as well. There's so many things you can say about Luke O'Nien where, he pulled the dog out to sea at Roker, didn't he? Apparently as well. There's all sorts of things. I'm trying to sell him a paddle court as it is. Actually, I bumped into him at the paddle club in Sunderland, and I sell paddle courts. So I've given me card, and I've been onto him on LinkedIn. He came, even then he came back to me so enthusiastic. He said, "Oh yeah, these are great. How much are they? He's such an enthusiastic fella." And that's he's got to have helped everyone around the club this season, bringing in these new fellas as well. Him taking a backward step and being on the bench all season. Even last night I saw him. No, not last night. I saw him on the bench the other day talking to Chris Rigg through the game, and that he's just obviously a great influence on all our squad. And it was great to see him get a game last night. Reminds me of another fella. Ian, you know him. Lee, you might be a bit too young. John McPhail. We went up from the third division to second division up to the top league then. It was about 1988, 89. John McPhail was... he played one game. He played the first game this season.
Yeah.
in the top league, and that was him. That was him done. And I thought there at one stage, I thought that would be Luke O'Nien this season. He'd get one game, and that would be it. And then he came on against Man City. He got sent off. I think it's a great testament to him that he's got through all these difficulties to put in the kind of performance last night. And we expect to see him in the team in the cup on Sunday, playing for a place in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. And who knows what else he can give the team for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right, well, we're going to start watching the highlights then. I think you lads can see the screen.
Well, that should take about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 30. You got the 30, right? So, Ian, as we mentioned before, Milk Elborg came in for his debut. I think he had a bit of a shaky start, didn't he? He had a couple of kicks which were nervous, and
yes.
But then I think he made his first big save from this free kick, and he also made some good punches. I think overall he grew into the game, didn't he? And he also showed some experience by going down after 10 minutes and pretending to hurt his hamstring.
Aye. Well, I mean, that's something that's cropped up in the socials today from the Leeds players. As if they didn't do that last season when they played up at our place. When their keeper dropped the ball in the last second, they were throwing themselves on the ground every 2 minutes to try and slow the game down. But getting back to Melbourne. As a keeper myself, which I managed to mention just about every week that I'm on here, he had a couple of dodgy moments. His first clearance went straight to a Leeds player. His first pass out of the box to Alderete put Alderete in all sorts of fucking problems. And I thought, oh, Jesus, is it going to be one of those nights? Because Uncle Lenny did not trust the ball. He didn't trust the ball for the first 15 minutes. Nobody gave him a back pass or anything like that. But that save that you've just shown there from the free kick, that settled him down. And after that, he was okay. He just he got into the game. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, what is he, 21, 22? He looks as though his balls haven't dropped yet. He certainly never had a shave yet. But he looks like a young bear. But at least he wasn't a rabbit in the headlights. Okay, Rose would probably command his box at the moment better than Melberg did last night. But even then, he came out to crosses. He got off his line, which is more than Patterson ever did in all the years that he used to play for us. Patterson was a great keeper, but he wouldn't leave his line.
Yeah.
He got a cross into him. He's just going to watch it come over. He's not going to do anything about it. But
yeah.
No, I thought he had a good game for a first game. He didn't make. He made a couple of mistakes, but they didn't lead to anything. And he grew into the game, and I'm confident that he could do another job. He's going to have to do another job on Sunday when we play Port Vale. Because there's no chance of Roos beating back for that. No. Unless he puts Simon Moore in, I don't know. But I suspect that Simon Moore is just there to make up the numbers, to be honest.
Yeah. Then again, I don't know, Simon Moore might. Well, I suppose he'd play Elborg, wouldn't he? Because he wants him to get game time and get used to playing. So
well, he's going to be playing against Brighton anyway because Roots is going to be 3 or 4 weeks. Might get back for the derby.
Mm-hmm.
So just in case, he's got to give Melborg as much game practice as he can, which means he'll be playing on Sunday as well.
Yeah, Dermot, as we mentioned, Melborg went down after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, didn't he? He got injured. TNT were trying to justify it as well by showing this is the moment where we think it happened. But Lebris said in the post-match interview, he said that we struggled for the first 10 minutes. And TNT also said basically that Enzo Lafie was, as soon as Melborg went down, he was straight at the players, get over the touchline now. Get over the touchline. So listen, it's not what I'd like to see, but if everyone else is doing it, then fuck it, right?
Man City have been doing that for years now. They did
Arsenal
it against us.
Newcastle have been doing it this season.
Yeah.
Newcastle have done it this season. I've seen them do it with the goalie going down and getting a timeout with the coach and everything. And
exactly.
On TNT, Steve McManaman was going mental as well at half-time and at full-time. But it's a classic away victory. We shithoused the biggest shithouses in the history of the game, Leeds.
Yeah.
out shit
Yeah.
them. So,
Aye.
they were doing it in the 60s and 70s. They invented it. So, it just makes you laugh. That result just ticked so many boxes last night. Beating Leeds away. The way we did it, the amount of players that we had out, it gives us a nice platform, build it up to the derby now as well. There's just so many things on that game last night. What you showing us now? You're going to show us next bit of action.
The next bit of action here is like a corner we had, and Big Dan Ballard won a couple of headers from corners. I think Dermot, my end, there could have been, I don't know, a bit more aggressive here in that.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, Ballard won two headers on the trot, didn't he? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we had our moments without doing too much. Yeah, Mayenda there. I didn't think he had a bad game last night, Mayenda. He didn't play bad at Bournemouth and he got his goal. But we are a bit lightweight up top without Brobby. I don't know what the news is on Brobby, but I'd like to have him back for Brighton and Newcastle. I think we can get through the cup without him. But yeah, and then we're seeing that goal, which was offside, which I think there's no complaints. That's what VAR's for, to show up things like that. He's definitely offside, and
Well, he's definitely offside, but I like Daniel Farke's reaction. He said like it's a couple of inches offside. It's like it's more than a couple of inches, mate. If you look at that angle,
you can see directly it's offside, isn't it?
yeah,
Couple of inches or 6 yards. It's offside. It's fucking offside, for Christ's sake.
yeah.
I just can't get the amount of whining that's coming from Leeds today. I mean, I never ever thought that their fans or even their management would be so entitled like the visitors, But they've really come up with some shit today. I mean, to accuse us of shithousery when, like Dermot says, they invented the bloody name, the tactic in the 60s, and they've continued throughout and done it any amount of times. Everybody does it. That bloke who's in the screen now, he's the one that has to stop the shithousery. As long as we can get away with it, we'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, I don't give a toss. We got 3 points last night. We're safe. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean,
He
go on,
made
Dermot.
a few strange decisions against us as well.
Oh.
There was two of their fellas ran into each other, and
Yes, and they
fouled
got a
each
free
other,
kick.
and Sadiq got given a free kick against them.
Mhm.
He stopped our attack as we defended for 2 minutes, 2 minutes extra at half time,
Yeah.
and then we were on the counter attack, and he stopped that. And I think the whole stadium were laughing at that because they were, by that stage, they'd already had us down as the typical away team, cheating the way and wasting time and what have you. So, it was a bad performance, but it was bad for both teams, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually thought he gave them more of the decisions. Like it just seemed like every niggly foul, was like those normal contact fouls, as you call them, like as Jared Gilliton, what they called me the other day. He was given absolutely everything to Leeds. He couldn't wait to get his cards out for our players for the minor things. And then he even booked Luke O'Nien because there was a second ball on the pitch. A second ball came on the pitch. Luke O'Nien comes his direction. He kicks it against the ball that's in play and he gets a yellow card. Well, I was like,
Oh, well,
sure.
that's,
I think he did that on purpose as well,
Well,
man.
he
yeah,
did it on
uh,
purpose. He did it on purpose. But the thing is, though, the game should be stopped, shouldn't it? So it shouldn't really get to that point.
no,
Wasn't his fault that the
I
second
think
ball
there was
was
a
on the
bit of. Sorry, Dermot.
Go on. No, go on.
I was just going to say I think there was a bit of malice of forethought with Luke there, but it was Luke. I mean, what hell he's got to do? So I mean, having tried to strangle one of their players after about 20 minutes and getting away with it, he had to do something daft again, and kicking the ball at the ball. I mean, what the hell? But the second ball should never have been on there. I can remember in the past, the referees blew immediately when a second ball came on the pitch. These days, the nearest player to it just kicks it off the pitch, and the game continues.
Mhm.
So I don't know when that changed.
I've no idea. But anyway, this is the build up to our penalty. And as you look at this. Lafay almost gets an identical shove on the back as he did against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He gets shoved down. He wins it back. I thought the referee was going to give a foul for that there, to be honest. And then Granite picks up the ball. This has a shot, and Leeds fans are mourning as well, saying it's a harsh penalty. It's not. He moves his arm to the ball.
Yeah. It's definitely a penalty, without a doubt. I mean,
It was.
yeah, I didn't see it when it happened straight off. But looking at that, you can't say he hasn't moved his arm to the ball. Okay, the ball's hit his upper arm and sprung away. But as it's springing away, he then moves his lower arm to push the ball away. So if he hadn't given a penalty for the upper arm, no problem as far as I'm concerned. But his lower arm moved towards the ball. It's a pen.
Yeah,
It was.
and
It
guess
was a
what?
kind of a jerky movement at the end that he moved his arm to the ball. That was it. He probably got away with it before then. Go on, Siley.
No, I was saying like Daniel Fark was trying to defend it as well. He was trying to defend everything, that bastard. He was just saying that it's a bit harsh because it's his instinct movement. I was like, I couldn't give a shit if it's instinct or not. He's moved his hand toward the ball, and he's changed direction. So, but anyway, Dermot, Habib Diarra, 2-2 penalties, but it's fair to say that this one wasn't as good as the Oxford one.
This one was fucking awful.
A bit worried, like I thought it was almost a bit of a Panenka, wasn't it?
It was,
It
yeah.
wasn't even. It was a Panenka without the chip. He just kind of put it straight down the middle on the ground.
Yeah.
I think he was so relieved.
What's happened here? If you have a look at Darlow, he goes too far.
Yeah.
Darlow dives too far to his left. He would have gone even further if the ball had actually gone to his left. He was sort of halfway towards his left, and then he stopped. Well, he tried to stop himself, but he couldn't. And the ball hit his hand, went under his hip, and then went in goal. When I was watching that live, I thought, fuck, he's missed it. But thank God it nestled in the net, so I was quite happy.
Yeah.
I think he's relieved there in the celebration because he knew it wasn't a great penalty.
No, it was bloody awful. But I mean, a penalty's a penalty. The question I've been asked today is why did Diarra take it? But I seem to remember when Diarra took the penalty in the cup game at Oxford, Lefebvre was asked why did Diarra take the penalty? He said, well, we decided to take turns. Yeah. And Lefebvre scored the last one. I think it was against Burnley, was it? Did he score his last penalty? Was it Burnley or? I don't know. I don't remember.
Bournemouth. Lefebvre scored a penalty against Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. It was a Bournemouth game. So it was Diarra's turn tonight, and quite simply. But I think Lefebvre might be telling them, just hit the bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you as long as the ball is between the sticks and you give it to him, Wally, if the keeper gets in the way, tough shit. Okay, you've been unlucky, but don't try and fuck about. I mean, we had this discussion after Lefebvre's Panenka, and the two penalties that Lefebvre's taken since then, he's just hammered the bastard.
Hammered them, yeah.
I hope that Diarra's learned his lesson last night, and in future he'll just hammer them. Or
can't see why they go down the middle. I don't know why anyone goes down the middle. Get it into as far into one corner or the other as you can.
Well, having said that, one of the best penalty takers I ever saw was Jeff Hurst. That might be even going back a bit too far for you, Dermot. I don't know. But Jeff Hurst just to smack them right down the middle. But he put so much power behind that. Remember, they were playing Wolves, West Ham were playing Wolves one game, and Phil Parkes was in goal, and he knew what Jeff Hurst did, so he just stood in the middle. And the ball hit him and still went into the goal because it was just hit so firmly. Parkes got his hands up, but all he could do was push it into the roof of the net because he hammered it. But why on earth people do these stunning run-ups and what? Okay, you could argue that the lad at Fulham, Raul, he's never missed a penalty, and he dances his way to the spot and stops about 5 times before he actually hits it. Well, you can't fault his technique, really, but it's still not something I'm too keen on. I just want my penalty taker to burst the net.
You can see here, Diarra, that he's waiting for Darlow to move, but like after he's kicked the ball, Darlow still hasn't moved. You know what I mean? He's still down the middle. So I think he kind of just anticipates that he's going to move somewhere, but he doesn't know where, so he's just going to go down the middle.
It's turned into a game of cat and mouse between the keeper and the taker now. The keeper's looking at what he's going to do. The taker's looking at the keeper. Sometimes that's where they go wrong. Sometimes like that Enzo Lefebvre penalty that he took. he just didn't get anything on it. He didn't get any purchase on it at all. The one that he
Yeah.
missed with the Panenka at Brentford. But and like that one last night, he didn't get much on it at all. I think he was too busy looking at the movement of the goalie. But anyhow, it went in, so we'll not go on too much more about it.
Aye, aye.
Dermot,
Wouldn't he be-
was he lucky not to get a second yellow card for his celebration?
Did he? He didn't get one. No, he already had one, and he could have got
He
another one.
already had one. He could have got another one.
Did he already have one before that?
He had one before, and Leeds fans are saying that he should have been sent off.
Well, he's stupid then. I mean, that's inviting a yellow card. That's what he's doing there. I thought that was before he actually got his yellow card.
No, I think he got a yellow card before that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I might be wrong, but I think he did. And I'd like to say thank you to the Sunderland fan who kind of like propped him up to make sure that he didn't go over the board because I think he was kind of lucky. But I mean, yeah, it is silly to get a yellow card for that, but it is the rules, and we have to be careful. So
There's one fella in the picture there as well, Angulo, that we haven't talked about too much yet.
he's
But
next
he
on
had a
the
very
list.
good game as well.
He's next on the
There you
list,
go.
Dermot. Yep. Go on then, give your thoughts on him.
Well, he just did a lot of defending, and he looked strong, and he got the ball forward when he had to. He could move the ball 10, 20, 30 yards forward quickly. Everything that the last fella wasn't, the fella who's gone off to Monaco, who hasn't worked out.
Adingra.
Adingra, who, we had high hopes for, just didn't have the strength for the Premier League, I don't think, or just doesn't seem to have it. And I was thinking about it as well. I mean, it was a great bit of transfer dealing, really, because the club knew that Adingra wasn't working out. They're ready to take a hit on him. They sent him off to France, and they spent another 20 odd million on this fella. So on the last day of the transfer window, and if he comes off, it's another coup for our scouting team, bringing him from Anderlecht, and we'll see. It's early days, but he looks good.
Aye. Well, he's come on more. Well, obviously, Labrie fancies him, otherwise he wouldn't be playing him. And the more he plays, the better he'll get. And as you say, last night I was impressed by his defensive work last night. I mean, he couldn't do anything else. It's not as if we were on permanent high press or anything like that. He wasn't sort of sitting on the halfway line just waiting for the ball to come his way. He was getting back in and he was helping out all the time, and that's great. But I mean, the breed demands are of each players. You were talking earlier on about round pegs and square holes, or maybe it's the other way around. I think basically the entire squad is capable of playing anywhere, somewhere better than somewhere else. But I mean, putting Hume over to left back, that just didn't cause me any worries whatsoever. He's done it so often in the past. Luke O'Nien at right back, yeah, and he's played there any amount of times. He lied to play right back to get back into the team.
Yeah.
He came on, you know what I mean? Lafay, basically a central midfielder, but he plays on the left. You know what I mean? We've got a very versatile bunch of lads there. I mean, I'm not saying put Chaka in goal, but you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, we've seen Dan Ballard play centre forward in the last 10 minutes of a game that we're chasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not beyond the possibilities for any of those lads that are out there.
Yeah. On the topic of Angulo, go on, Dermot.
I was going to say on that case as well, you're right, what you said, there's loads of players there who are very versatile. I would have liked to have seen a bit more this season, and there's still time, but Mayenda to be played a bit more on the right. And even Wilson Isidore looked good on the left at times in the Championship. More of a, someone who comes in from the left-hand side rather than at the moment we've got both of them like struggling as the lone centre forward because Isidore didn't look up to much last night when he came on. He doesn't have the presence as a centre forward, but I still think there's a player in there, to come off the bench on the left-hand side and score a goal. And Mayenda, we know there's a player in there and he's still very young, but I think he's played for the Spanish under-21s on the right-hand side, scored goals. I think he should be given a bit more of a chance there as well. But yeah, you're right about everything else you're saying there, Ian, as well about these players coming in and playing different positions. I just thought I'd like to see them two given more of a chance now and again, come off the bench and be told to put in a shift on the right-hand side or Wilson on the left.
Well, the problem is in the Premier League, it's relentless. You can't really experiment like we could in the Championship. And even Wilson coming in from the left or Mayanda coming in from the right. We had the space to do it in the Championship. You don't have that space in the Premier League. So it's needs must. Obviously, the best tactic for us to gather points is to play one sole striker, unfortunately. I mean, how many times have we talked about Robbie needing support? You high the ball up to him, he holds onto it, but he's got nobody to give it to, and that's one of the problems we've got as well. Maybe something will change in summer as regards Isidore. I've heard whispers that his wife's not settled in the area. She's not happy, just had a new bairn. So he could well be moving in summer. But, I mean, nothing's happened yet. Nothing's written in stone. So let's see what the future brings. But at the moment, I think we are more or less condemned to play the rest of the season with single striker, be that who it is,
Yeah. Right, well, listen, we've got about a minute left, so we're going to very quickly go to Port Vale on Sunday, FA Cup. Was it 5th round or 6th round? I don't know what it is. 5th round, isn't it? 5th round.
5th round, I think.
5th round. And, well, Port Vale beat Bristol City last night. Apparently their pitch is shite.
It is.
Listen, even Willetton's pitch in the early 2000s would have been better than that, and that had fucking flowers popping up all over the place. So you got the wrong soil.
So around the dog shit.
Yeah. So anyway, Ian, very quickly, prediction for Port Vale.
We should win it, but as you'd say, I'm a sad bastard. I always record the EFL highlights, and I watched Port Vale's game last week, and it was a ploughed field, and then they went and played 20 minutes on it last night. But God knows. I mean, it's a great level out. God knows what will happen. We should win, and I can't see us putting it out much of a different team than played last night. We don't have the players.
All right. Dermot?
Yeah, hopefully we'll put out a strong team, and we've won the first 2 away games in the Cup. So 3rd away win in the Cup, and then a nice home tie in the last 8 would be great, and then we're at Wembley.
All right. Right, well, we'll finish there, lads. Thanks a lot. I'm off to watch Athletic Club Bilbao against Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey second leg. Dermot, have you got it on? Is it on now?
I'll put it on in a bit, yeah.
I think it was 1-0 after the first leg, so I'll be watching that. Anyway, lads, thanks a lot for coming on, and I'll see you next time. How are the lads?
How are the lads?